The primordial void. Long before the Mushroom War, before the Candy Kingdom was even a sugary thought, there was a void, the Nightosphere. Imagine a realm of infinite chaos, a bureaucratic nightmare of suffering where the only law is the hunger of one being. Hunson Abdeer wasn't just born into this. He is the Nightosphere. We open with the chilling reality that Hunson is one of the few beings in Adventure Time lore who predates the Earth as we know it. He is a primordial force of antediluvian evil, an immortal soul sucker who spent eons in the dark. The curiosity here lies in his nature. He isn't a villain in the standard sense. He is an elemental predator. He doesn't hate you. He just wants to consume your essence because that is his cosmic function. We establish his chaotic evil alignment not as a choice, but as a biological imperative that makes him the most dangerous entity in the multiverse. The pre-war years and the Great Error. How does a soul-eating demon become a father? This is the central mystery of Hunson's life. Somewhere in the distant past, Hunson encountered a human woman. This brief, unexplained union resulted in Marceline. This era of his life is shrouded in shadow, but it represents his first brush with mortal emotions. However, Hunson's idea of parenting was fundamentally broken. He viewed his daughter not as a person, but as an heir to a throne of shadows. He gave her his base, an axe meant for destruction, and then, in a move that would define their relationship for 1,000 years, he abandoned her on a dying, post-apocalyptic Earth. The high engagement hook here is the fries incident. It seems petty, but to an immortal demon, eating his daughter's fries was a claim of dominance. He truly didn't understand why a mortal child would value a meal over his affection. The era of absence and the Nightosphere bureaucracy. While Marceline was wandering the wastes of OOO with Simon, Hunson was back in his dimension, perfecting the art of demonic management. This is the corporate phase of his life. Hunson isn't just a monster, he's an administrator. He spent centuries organizing the chaos of the Nightosphere into a soul-sucking machine. He grew distant, cold, and detached from the physical world. He assumed Marceline would eventually grow up, meaning become evil, and join him. This part of the script explores the tragic irony. Hunson loves his daughter in the only way a monster can, by wanting her to be exactly like him. He viewed her survival on Earth as a test rather than a struggle, showing his total lack of empathy for the human half of her lineage. The return, it came from the Nightosphere. The timeline jumps to the present day when Finn accidentally summons Hunson back to OOO. This is where we see Hunson at the peak of his power. He doesn't care about the Lich or the Ice King. He sees OOO as a buffet. The tension here is electric because he is genuinely unstoppable by physical force. He begins a systematic harvest of souls, turning the whimsical land of OOO into a graveyard. But the core of this segment is the confrontation with Marceline. We see the heartbreak of a daughter who just wants her dad to acknowledge her, and a father who is genuinely confused by her weakness. When Finn tricks Hunson into seeing Marceline's hurt feelings through her music, we see a rare flicker of something human in him. Not enough to change him, but enough to make him retreat. The succession crisis and the amulet. Hunson's story takes a dark turn when he attempts to force the Nightosphere amulet onto Marceline. This is his ultimate goal, the continuation of his dark legacy. He doesn't want her to be happy. He wants her to be the Lord of Evil. This arc highlights his manipulative nature. He tricks Finn and Jake, creates demonic clones, and sows chaos just to prove a point. We dive into the psychology of a man who thinks turning his daughter into a mindless monster is a gift. Even when he is banished back to his realm, he leaves with a smile, confident that eternity is on his side. He is a patient predator, And his relationship with Marceline remains a tug-of-war between his demonic instincts and her hard-won humanity. The immortal legacy and final reflection. As we wrap up, we look at Hunson in the final seasons and Fiona and Cake. He eventually finds a weird, dysfunctional middle ground. He attends Marceline's concerts and tries to be supportive in the most terrifying ways possible. He remains the most powerful being in the show's hierarchy, yet he is sidelined by his own daughter's refusal to be evil. The script ends on a haunting thought. Hunson Abdeer is eternal. Long after the Candy Kingdom crumbles and Finn is gone, Hunson will still be in the Nightosphere, waiting. He is the shadow that never leaves, a reminder that in the world of Adventure Time, the greatest monsters aren't just under the bed. Sometimes, they're just waiting for you to come home for dinner.